And I asked you to come up with some ideas of what they should do for this match, which I believe is for the world title. I think this is a title match for
I
Gunther's
think so.
Saturday night's main event. Gunther came out, did his promo. Goldberg came out. His brother's looking a little old here.
Yeah.
He's not looking,
Well, he's
he's looking his
58.
age.
He's 58 years old. But I mean, I wish I looked like that at 58, though.
I mean, you could if you went to the right doc. Well, maybe.
Hey. I'm pro. I'm pro. I'm pro. I'm pro. That stuff.
Yeah. But there's an athleticism piece. There's a worry about injury piece. There's just walking to the ring. I'm sure he had to get himself pretty fired up and pumped up, and there's lots of stuff happening, and he seemed to get it, maybe a little winded in that moment. But
yeah,
I still hope, because I believe in Gunther, the wrestling genius. I still think they can do something pretty interesting here. I mean, the man got not a good match from Pat McAfee, but it was a compelling story. And I hope that they can do the same thing with Goldberg. But how would you do this? It's Goldberg's retirement match, which they actually haven't mentioned on Raw. So I'm wondering if they do a storyline next week where Gunther basically says, hey, I'll give you a title shot, but you got to put your career on the line because you're just kind of a pain in my rear end here. And then they make it a title match. And then, but what do you do from there? Because that's what it seems like it's going to be.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea. When Gunther Goldberg challenging Gunther for the title, and that's what got Gunther to say, like, listen, you're not even ranked, you're not even here, competing, day in, day out. What makes you deserve this title shot? Because
you and AR Fox,
your old legacy, AR Fox, yeah, and then they can keep his career on the line. Well, obviously it's going to be a short match. It's not going to be a long match. I would kind of play off Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Survivor Series. I would have a very arrogant, cocky Gunther start the match off. Do that quick shotgun drop kick right to Goldberg. Boom, knock him on his ass right away. And then Gunther can kind of just like get up, turn his back to Goldberg, like, come on, I'm beating up an old man here, kind of like that look on his face. But he turns around, and there's Goldberg in that 3-point stance, right? Boom, spear, bam, knocks him down. But Gunther, the momentum rolls him to the apron. And then as he's making his way up, Goldberg grabs him, has him in a suplex position, right? Has him up for the jackhammer. Gunther's outside the ring. Goldberg's inside the ring. Has him up for the jackhammer. There's jackhammer back into the ring. But Gunther's able to reverse it, clothesline him on the top rope. Now Gunther takes over, and you could do stuff with the referee, you could do whatever, but yeah, I would definitely have probably spot with the referee. Referee gets shoved down. Maybe Ludwig Kaiser comes out to kind of maybe distract the referee, but Gunther doesn't see this. Maybe there's a way that Gunther doesn't see this, and Goldberg gets his hands on Kaiser, knocks down Kaiser out the ring, but Gunther ends up like getting the choke, maybe chokes him out or hits a move, clothesline, pins him, 1, 2, 3. And Gunther's like, what are you doing here with Kaiser? Kind of looking like, what's your involvement? Why are you out here? Kaiser's all super happy. And then, Kaiser starts going after, Goldberg after the match. Boom, 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 boom. Gunther is done with this business. He walks away from it. And here comes Gage Goldberg, all big and jacked now to come in and stop. But now Kaiser has him, knocks him down. Goldberg's about to set up for a spear. He goes to spear Kaiser, but grabs Kaiser, doesn't spear him, holds him, and Gage gives him the spear. And afterwards, Goldberg and has a big hug with the son, raises the son's hands, takes off the black gloves, and gives them to the son.
That'd be cool.
And then we find out he got signed an NIL contract. He could join Mark Henry's kid and Ron Brick's brother.
Kid.
Yeah. So that's something I would do.